Just before we head off into the weekend, let's take a look at those top stories making headlines here in Israel with me, Rolene Marks, right here on the Israel Brief, proudly brought to you by Lay of the Land. And it's another historic day in Israel. You know, I really do love starting off these reports on great history that is being created. Today, Israel and Lebanon will ink into agreement, into the history books, the maritime agreement between the two countries. Now, this is a massive, massive achievement. It was approved by our cabinet this morning, and there are rumors being reported by the Lebanese press that a delegation from Israel has arrived in Rosh HaNikra, that is in the very north of Israel, to meet a delegation from Lebanon to sign this into the history books. Now, addressing his cabinet earlier today, Prime Minister Lapid hailed this as an achievement for the state of Israel, for the government of Israel, and said that it actually has achieved very, very rare consensus in that it has the backing of the cabinet, including those who were skeptical in the beginning, the entire security establishment. It has the support of the United States and of France, and actually quite surprisingly it has the tacit support of Hezbollah and Hamas, a very, very rare fate indeed. But it really is an extraordinary moment for the region. And yesterday I spoke to you about the fact that approval had been given for the company Energy to start with production at our natural gas field called Karish. And I'm proud to announce that natural gas is already, barrels of natural gas has already been produced and will be ready for selling. So we're up and running, we're happening, and it will be signed into the history books in just a matter of moments. In other news, our President Isaac Herzog met with US President Joe Biden at the White House yesterday. It was a meeting that was much anticipated, and addressing his Medal of Honor, the Medal of Freedom that he had received from Israel, President Biden spoke about the strong, enduring bond between the two countries. In fact, he said something quite interesting. He said, if Israel didn't exist, one would have to be created. Nevertheless, they then got down to serious discussions. They spoke about the maritime agreement. President Biden said he's very, very proud of this historic achievement and noted the United States' role in helping to make this happen. They also spoke about the bedrock values that the two countries shared, and then of course spoke about very, very serious topics, that being Russia looking at support from Iran as it continues its war in Ukraine. We know that the Iranians are supplying the Russians with drones, and just earlier this morning, Ukrainian President Zelensky hailed or lauded Israel for helping Ukraine with intelligence about these drones. As you know, there has been a lot of criticism coming from the Ukrainians that Israel hasn't done enough. Now we have a rare thank you and acknowledgement from President Zelensky. They also spoke about Iran. The president of Israel, Isaac Herzog, also noted the protests ongoing in Iran, speaking about Iranian human rights and about the fact that everything has to be done to prevent a nuclear Iran. And the last thing the two leaders said, that was despite elections, midterms in the United States and our elections coming up on Tuesday, yet again, one thing that remains constant is the strong and enduring bond between Israel and the United States of America. Now, while we're on the subject of good ties, I mean, there seems to be a very positive Israel brief today, a rare feat indeed. Our defense minister is in Ankara, in Turkey. He is meeting with his counterpart. The two just addressed a joint press conference just before the recording of this and have pledged to restore those defense ties. Very, very strategic for the region, and also because we know that we need Turkey as an ally to clamp down on Iranian proxy cells of Hamas inside Turkey as well. So we've seen the relationship between Turkey that was a little bit icy for a couple of years really start to thaw. Our presidents have met. Prime Minister Lapid has met with President Erdogan, and now we have our defense ministers meeting, a really, really positive sign. And we end off with a bang, and that is that we salute girl power. Yes, after a 2-year trial about an all-female tank unit, it has proven to be successful and will now be a feature within the IDF. Prime Minister Lapid hailed this as a great achievement for Israel. So it's proof that the present or the power of women is in the present, not just the future. And on that slightly feminist note, I end today's broadcast, but don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook community is at Lottle site. You guys know what to do. Like us, follow us and share us. Our YouTube channel is at the Israel Brief. Please consider clicking on that red subscribe button. And our Twitter handle is Lay of the Land 5. I'm Rolene Marks, wishing you all a wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom. Don't forget to join me on Monday for your top stories. This has been the Israel Brief. Take care and see you next week.